I do have power over my subconscious mind, but until now, I realized that I have held on to a lot of negative affirmations that were said to me every single day almost in my childhood. And it has, caused me to have a sense of negative things happen to me by manifesting them. Hey y'all, welcome back to the Respectfully See podcast. I am your host, Clarissa. It has been a time, but we are here. And tonight I just want to talk a little bit about how I've been allowing myself to feel. Growing up, I have basically just suppressed my feelings. And I have been in situations to where I have not been able to voice how I feel or express how I feel. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about that and how, as I've gotten older, I have learned or I am learning how to allow myself to feel and express myself a little bit more. So for those of you who do know me, or grew up with me, or grew up around me, whether it be childhood, adolescent, college, young adult, up until now, I am very discreet when it comes to how I feel, very nonchalant about my feelings. I tend to not let people know how I feel about issues. Even in my relationships and my friendships, I kind of just keep it real surface level. I have grown to learn that now, having that quote unquote toxic trait has been very detrimental to my friendships and my relationships. I sometimes, even when it comes to work, I find myself overbooking myself or overworking myself so that I don't give myself a chance to feel. I know some of you probably can relate to that. And y'all, I'm going to bounce off of my notes because life is lifing, and I'm sure everybody knows what that means. And I now all of a sudden I'm be like over here, over there, over there. Anyway, so I'm going to bounce off of my notes. So about a couple of months ago, I found myself in the midst of a mental complete shutdown. And by what I mean by that is I just shut down for about 2 weeks. I had an attitude. I was very irritable. I didn't want to be bothered. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to go to work. I found myself just not wanting to do anything that involved me being or interacting with anyone. And in the midst of that shutdown, I found myself back in 2018. And in 2018, it was a very, very tough year for me. That year I was dealing with grief. I was dealing with where am I going to live? I was dealing with trying to figure out if where I'm at in life is where I'm meant to be. I was also in the midst of a very toxic, I was at the beginning. I wasn't in the midst of a toxic relationship, but I think I was in the beginning of one. And I felt like even though it was the beginning of that toxic situationship, let me call it that. I don't think we were in a relationship. I think it was definitely a situationship. Either way, that's neither here nor there, guys. That's another story for another episode. Actually, comment down below and question me about it below so I can come back and tell y'all exactly what that was about. But anyway, in 2018, I was going through a lot of different things, and I found myself, I guess I could say, in the midst of a karmic relationship or a karmic situationship. Either way it goes. When I found myself there a couple months ago, I found myself feeling all the feelings I should have felt in 2018. I was angry. I was annoyed. I was sad. I was hurt. I was feeling feelings that I couldn't even identify. And I kept thinking, why am I feeling like this? Like everything that I should have felt in 2018, I was feeling it a couple of months ago. Betrayal, not loved. I was feeling scared. I was feeling unseen. I was feeling as though I had someone with me, so I wasn't alone, but I felt as if things were happening to me because they were spoken upon me whenever I was in my childhood. And in my childhood, y'all, I always would hear things like, you're bad, or negative was the only thing that was coming to me in the future. And I would hear that so much to the point to where as I grow up in an adult, I subconsciously already think negative. And that's a problem. That's not healthy. And now that I'm older and I'm realizing that, I feel like, you know, I do have power over my subconscious mind. But until now, I realize that I have held on to a lot of negative affirmations that were said to me every single day almost in my childhood. And it has, caused me to have a sense of negative things happen to me by manifesting them, if you will. Um, so yeah, feeling everything I should have felt in 2018 was scary. Um, I felt like in 2018 I was suppressing everything because I was in the midst of a situationship. I had a job. Um, I had people around me who I had to keep together, even though I wasn't together. I found myself taking care of people around me who probably should have been taking care of me in 2018. And so a couple months ago, when I was feeling all those things, I really realized as I sat down that one night and I started to write in my journal, like, I'm feeling all this shit that I should have felt years ago. And I didn't feel it years ago because I suppressed it. I pushed it down and I tried to smoke it away, or I tried to sex it away, or I tried to drink it away, or I tried to just work it away, do whatever I could do to not focus on it. And here I am, literally years later, feeling all those feelings I should have felt during that time. I didn't want to feel what I was feeling during 2018. I feel like I didn't want to feel those feelings because I didn't feel like I was safe enough to do so. I felt like I had people around me who just weren't giving me the space to feel, truly feel. Um, I didn't feel like I was in safe environments. Not safe environments because I was in my own home, but I had people around me and in my home that made me feel unsafe. And so I found that even when I was alone in my apartment, I still wouldn't allow myself to feel how I genuinely wanted to feel because I just didn't feel safe to do so. Taking it back to my childhood, and I know a lot of people in my culture have heard, if you keep crying, I'm going to give you something to cry about, or you're crying for nothing, or I've given you shelter, you have food, clothes, you have a ride to school, you have all these things. What are you sad about? I felt like even hearing that all the time made me feel like my feelings weren't valid. So to feel them made me feel like what I was feeling was not real. And even though I was feeling those feelings, I kept hearing that my feelings weren't real or they weren't valid. So I would tend to push them down and hold them back. When my cousins would bully me, when I would get bullied at school, or when I would hear conversations about me and be embarrassed or feel like just that icky feeling, I would push all those feelings down because I feel like I didn't deserve to feel the feelings I was feeling. And coming back and even sitting here now and thinking about 2018, all the feelings that I was feeling during that time, I deserve to feel those feelings. And now that I'm older, I'm trying to make space for myself, even with my positive feelings. Like I'm trying to embrace even happiness, or I'm trying to embrace what it feels like to feel love and excitement and joy and, all the good feelings. I feel like even by me suppressing the negative feelings, I've also somehow learned how to suppress my positive feelings. And by suppressing those positive feelings so much, it's caused me to not be able to even identify with what does happiness feel like, or what does um, joy feel like. So, I feel like when it comes to work as well, um, I used to make sure, now I'm in like a more of a career job, but even whenever I was in college and I was dealing with friendships and other situationships that I genuinely would just go with the flow because that person wanted to go with the flow. I wouldn't, whatever that person wanted to do, I would do it. Whatever the friends group wanted to do, I would do it. And hold back what I felt. And I felt like that has me currently in a space where I don't want to do that anymore. If you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. If whatever you're doing or whoever you're around is making you feel anxious, afraid, scared, unworthy, unloved, any of those things, I feel like maybe you should step back and really allow yourself to feel those feelings, process those feelings, and let that person know, or not. Just pull away. Don't continue to allow yourself to be in a space where you don't feel comfortable. Um, I find myself now in my big girl job where I tend to feel certain ways, and I still see patterns of myself suppressing what I feel, but now it's just kind of like in a different way. I feel like there are times where you should kind of keep back what you feel because it could cause more damage than good. But I think that we all deserve a chance to feel. I feel like that's why we're put on this earth, to actually feel. I think that's why we're giving this human body, to feel our feelings, good, bad, sad, excitement, fear, to an extent. Feel those feelings and let them go. If it's excitement and happiness that you feel, embrace that and know that you are worthy and deserving of those good feelings. If it is a bad feeling, I feel like, it's okay to feel that feeling. Allow yourself to feel that feeling, but don't sit and dwell in it. Um, those are the lessons I've learned as I've grown up. Now I'm getting a little bit older and I'm seeing how important it is to feel your feelings, because after a couple months ago when I literally was in current state and my mind and my body literally went back to years prior, I honestly could not believe that I was feeling what I was feeling. I thought those feelings were gone. I thought those feelings were long overdue. I thought those feelings were gone away out of my body and out of my mind, but that's not true. And so I think that it is very, very, very important for you to feel what you're feeling, process what you're feeling, and then move on. I feel like we are all fear to face ourselves and we fear to face our feelings because we were told not to growing up. And so I just think that maybe a little bit it's a little bit of a toxic upbringing, and now I think it's time for us to face that. Some ways we were taught while growing up, um, just because we were taught those ways doesn't mean they were right. And so, yeah, man, feel your feelings. Let them be good ones and bad ones. Like I said, you can get to a point to where you've suppressed so much and so many of your feelings to the point to where you won't be able to even identify the good feelings. And now I'm in a space where I want to identify my good feelings. I want to identify what my happiness is. I want to be able to feel and recognize what my joy looks like and my love feels like. You get to a point to where you kind of, because you don't know what that feeling is, you overlook it, or you think that you don't deserve that feeling, or you think that that feeling is non-existent, or you think that that feeling's not supposed to be there. So you try to exile it. And you shouldn't. So, yeah, feelings. Comment down below, guys, and let me know how you feel about it. I know a lot of us now, we are currently trying to learn ourselves and understand ourselves and do our shadow work. And there's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot of awakening going on and all these different things, guys. And I just want you to know that if you're here, if you're seeing this video, you could possibly be doing the work, and you could possibly be on the track of wanting to do the work. And I hope that you heard something in here that can help you. And I hope that you've, heard something that can help you grow and help you express yourself. Writing has helped me express. My therapist has helped me express. I'm learning that, hey, we're human and we're here to feel. And when we're feeling, it's okay to express it in a safe manner, in a calm manner. Cry, write it out. If you're happy, you can also cry tears of joy. Whatever you can do, just don't suppress it, good or bad, because whenever you are suppressing what you feel, those feelings become diseases within our bodies. The aches that we feel, or the tensity, in our neck, our shoulders, our backs, like those feelings over time become dis-ease in our bodies, and it's really unhealthy and it's not safe. And it took me some growing up. It took me some stepping away from people and spending some time alone for me to realize that. And I just wanted to share that all with y'all. So, all right, guys, that is my show for tonight. I hope it was informative. I hope I let you guys know a little bit about me and a little bit about what I've been going through lately. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all hit the notification bell so that you guys can be notified on when I will appear again. Comment down below. Reach out to each other, chit chat, leave me some comments so we can get in touch with each other and kind of build a safe community here. Till then, drink your water, mind your energy, respectfully, C.